You ever sit there in complete silence and just feel her, not hear from her, not see her name pop up on your phone, not smell her perfume on a hoodie you should have thrown out months ago, just feel her, like she's still in the room even though you both know she's not coming back. It's quiet now, painfully quiet, the kind of quiet that's not peaceful, it's punishing, and yet deep down, you know, she feels it too. She misses you, but she'll never admit it. She'll scroll through old pictures of you two, heart aching, eyes burning, and still, she'll tell her friends she's fine. She'll laugh at parties, post pictures with that new guy, text back with a smiley face like she's moved on. But when the music fades and she's alone in her room, the truth creeps in. The truth she fights so hard to suppress. She remembers the way you used to look at her like she was the only person in the world. She misses that. She misses you. But pride is a hell of a drug, and it will keep her lips sealed shut. She'll choose silence over surrender, even when her heart screams your name. She misses you, but she'll never admit it. You see, people don't always leave because they stopped caring. Sometimes they leave because they're scared, because the version of love they knew was broken, damaged, conditional, and when something real shows up, when you showed up, it was too much. Too intimate, too vulnerable, too honest. So she did what scared people do. She ran, and now you're left with 1,000 unanswered questions echoing in your head like a storm that never ends. What did I do wrong? Why wasn't I enough? Did she ever even love me? The truth? You were enough. More than enough. You gave your heart like it was something sacred. You showed up with the kind of love that doesn't hide behind games or ego. You cared, fully, deeply. And somewhere inside, she knows that. That's why she avoids you now, because facing you means facing the truth. And the truth is, she misses the way you held her without asking for anything back. She misses how safe she felt in your arms. She misses the way you used to listen, not just to her words, but to her silence. She misses you, but she'll never admit it. You've probably played out 100 different scenarios in your head. Maybe she'll reach out one day. Maybe she'll apologize. Maybe she'll show up at your door in the rain like some cliche movie scene, whispering, "I still love you." Maybe. But if she does, it won't be because she's finally brave. It will be because you've already let go. That's the irony, isn't it? The moment you stop waiting is the moment they come back. The moment you detach, heal, rise, and begin to shine without them, that's when they start to feel your absence like a knife twisting in the dark. But by then, you've changed. You've stopped begging for closure that was never going to come. You've stopped rereading old texts, hoping to decode her mixed signals. You've stopped making excuses for why she couldn't love you the way you deserved. You've started to remember who you were before the pain, before the nights where sleep felt like a war zone, before the days where every song, every smell, every little reminder opened a wound, before your worth became tied to someone else's confusion. You found yourself again, piece by broken piece, and it wasn't some glamorous process. It was ugly, raw, silent. Healing rarely looks poetic in real life. It looks like crying alone at 2 a.m. It looks like staring at your ceiling, wondering if you'll ever stop missing someone who clearly doesn't miss you the same way. It looks like unfollowing her, even though every cell in your body still wants to keep her close. But you did it anyway. You chose yourself, and that's where the quiet power lives. Not in revenge, not in trying to win the breakup, not in making her jealous, but in reclaiming your peace, in knowing that love isn't about possession, it's about truth. And the truth is, anyone who walks away from a heart like yours didn't know what they had. You were real in a world full of people pretending not to care. You were deep in a time where detachment is glorified. You were present while everyone else was busy playing it cool. And that scares people, especially people who haven't done the work to face their own shadows. Especially someone who has learned to run from anything that feels too close, too intimate, too vulnerable. So don't confuse her silence with indifference. Don't mistake her absence for peace. She misses you, desperately, quietly, constantly, but she'll never admit it. She'll mask it with busyness. She'll distract herself with temporary highs and shallow connections, but nothing will compare to you, because what you gave her wasn't a game. It wasn't manipulation. It was love, the kind that stays in your bones long after it's gone. She might smile in photos, but you haunt her at night. Not in a toxic way, not because you did anything wrong, but because there's a certain kind of ache that only surfaces when you realize you walked away from something real, and once she finally admits it to herself, if she ever does, it'll already be too late. You'll be different, stronger, wiser, whole, not bitter, just aware. Aware that your heart isn't something to be handed out like loose change to people who don't know how to hold it. Aware that not everyone who says, "I love you," is ready to actually show it. Aware that your peace matters more than someone else's potential. It's okay to grieve her, to miss her, to still love the memory of who she was when things were good. But don't let that love chain you to the past, because the truth is, the version of her you're in love with, she doesn't exist anymore. Maybe she never did. You were in love with what you saw in her, with the potential, with the softness you believed was under all the armor. You thought if you just loved her hard enough, she'd finally believe she was worthy of that love. But it's not your job to save someone who's drowning in denial. It's not your job to fix someone who isn't ready to heal. She misses you, but she'll never admit it. And maybe that's okay, because this pain, it's a teacher. A brutal, relentless, soul-crushing teacher, but it's teaching you something you never would have learned otherwise, how to love yourself. Not in a cliche, Instagram quote kind of way, but in the quiet, gritty, almost sacred way that comes from rebuilding your soul with nothing but time, patience, and solitude. One day, you'll look back on this and thank the pain, not because it felt good, but because it woke you up, it forced you to evolve. It broke the illusion that love means sacrificing yourself. It showed you that the deepest wounds often come from people who couldn't see their own light, let alone recognize yours. And she'll watch from a distance, maybe from another man's arms, and wonder what it would have been like if she'd stayed. She'll miss the late night talks, the way you made her laugh when everything felt like it was falling apart, the way you looked at her like she was magic, even when she couldn't see it herself. But she'll never tell you, because to admit she misses you means admitting she lost something real, and some people would rather live in denial than face the ache of regret. So let her pretend, let her post, let her smile through the silence, let her live with the ghost of what could have been. Meanwhile, you keep healing, keep rising, keep choosing yourself over and over again, because the most powerful thing you'll ever do is not to make her miss you. It's to stop waiting for her to come back, because she misses you, but you finally stop missing her, and that's when the healing begins. As you sit with yourself, as you let these words sink in, remember this: you don't need anyone to validate your worth. You've been whole all along. You were whole before she ever came into your life, and you'll be whole again, stronger, wiser, and more unapologetically yourself. The truth is, healing isn't about waiting for someone to come back or for answers that may never come. It's about letting go of the expectations, the pain, and the idea that someone else's absence defines you. You are not defined by what she chose. You are defined by how you rise from it, by the peace you find within yourself, by the quiet strength you carry, even when no one is watching. So let her miss you. Let her wonder. Let her live with her choices. You, however, are moving forward. You are reclaiming your power, and no one, no matter how deeply they might miss you, can take that from you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing these words to reach your heart. You're not alone. If you've ever felt unseen or unheard, know that your story is worthy of being told. Keep moving, keep healing, and keep believing that the best is yet to come. Until next time, take care of yourself. You deserve it.